Well, Graeme, it's very good to see you again. We usually get together at the beginning of a season to have a discussion about all things commercial. This year we didn't know whether we'd be able to do it, but we've got distancing in place now. The cameras are further back, the microphones are further back, I'm further back as well. And you've brought us in to see the new boardroom, completely revamped, but it's not the only thing that's changed at Summerset Park.
No, there's been a huge refurbishment in here, as you can see, which is it looks just unbelievably professional. It's going to be brilliant to bring people in here. We've also got a brand new kitchen, which obviously the players will get the benefit of that, with Lynn's cooking, and we've changed things about across the corridor, and we've got a new kind of meeting room that will be used by the players for analysis. You know, they can have their food in there, but if the management team want to talk them through things, a brand new big television, and when you walk in now, it just looks extremely professional.
It's so good to be able to talk positively about things going around the club, because I think, unless you haven't been noticing, we've had lockdown, we've had times where businesses are struggling and everything. That affects the club as well. How did lockdown affect the club?
Yeah, I mean it was long. It was. I mean, I wouldn't say we ever got to a critical stage, but to have no income was it was disastrous, and we had to. Everyone at the club had to plan very, very quickly, where we were likely to go and what was potentially going to happen. So furlough was obviously crucial for the club, and being able to preserve a lot of jobs and to make sure that we were all ready to go when we were able to bring people back. But during that period we had. And we needed it. We had unbelievable help from, loads of supporters. There's no way that I'm going to remember everything, but obviously, the ones that kind of come to the forefront of the mind straight away. We announced last week the almost £4,000 that Alistair Malcolm and his daughter Karen passed over for, donating the money that they decided at the start of lockdown that masks were going to become much needed, and I don't think they realised that they would sell almost 1,000, but they did. We gave all the profits to the club.
Great masks as well with the club badge.
Yeah, you see, you go to supermarkets at the moment, you walk around and you see if they're wearing them, which is great. And people, I still see people asking for them, but people need to remember that Alistair's he's not a retail operation, so I think he's glad to have done what he did and passed that over to us now. So
yeah, I noticed
we can get some.
You posted last week some pictures of some possible ones that people could buy from.
Yeah,
a lovely tribute to Jamie.
Oh, of course, listen, we need the Jamie Adams mask. Who wouldn't want that? But yeah, listen, so we get in the shop now. We've got snoods. It's just the way it's going to be. But we also had Dave Smith up in Aberdeen, and he had a pair of Andy Walker's very, very special boots, which he raised thousands of pounds, from doing that. And listen, there was a lot more than that, and we could talk about it all day. But a lot of money was raised for the club during lockdown. AU 500, the AU 500 fund was again a bit of a godsend in raising money, handing it over to the club. So that's why we were able to still keep going, and as lockdown came to an end, we were able to start taking people off a furlough, and then really start to drive and start to try and drive things forward.
That was going to be my second question. Since coming back, getting through the darkest of the periods, since coming back, how has it been commercially for the club?
Do you know, it's funny, it seems to be a similar pattern. If you look at trackside boards, for example, we've done a bit of a campaign to try and fill trackside boards around the ground, and we've lost a lot. So we've lost a lot of trackside boards from the last few years, which is fine. Listen, it's a tough. A lot of people are experiencing tough times just now, and we fully understand and support that. But at the same time, we've got a lot of new boards, and this is, you know, which is great. We've got a lot of new people backing us, and you know, the boards are actually getting put up around the ground today. And what we've done so far is kind of put out a lot of things about, you know, people who have been with us for years, and you know, we're thanking them and that kind of thing. What we'll start to do over the next week or two is just put out all these new boards that we've got, new companies that are coming on board, which is fantastic. If you actually even that's the kind of trackside boards. Even if you look at the shirt and short straw, if you look at that, we've lost a lot of people who kind of annually enter that draw, but we've got a lot of new ones. So I think commercially, from when we came back in, that looks to be the case. Is that, you know, there's people have struggled, no question about it, but at the same time, some people haven't, and you know, we're hopefully going to see some benefit of that.
You're saying that there's a lot of new boards coming up, and yes, they are out there today, yeah. But is there still space?
Yeah, listen, we've still got space, but it's been we're starting to get the new boards up, which is letting us see what we've got left, and there's still space. So yeah, listen, trackside boards. It looks great having the new boards up. There's a lot of colour out there. As I say, a lot of new companies, so which is fantastic. And there's still space, so we've still got a few more spaces up there, so hopefully we can get the ground filled for the start of the season.
Just get in touch with you.
Absolutely, get in touch. Yeah.
Right, talking about that, and well, firstly, I believe, I still haven't really checked this out with you, there are 2 large-scale sponsorships still to be announced.
Yeah. Well, I mean, one of the issues we've got, it's been harder to get photographs and things taken during these new times, so that's probably part of the reason that everything's taken a wee bit longer. But we've got a couple of, you know, we've got actually probably 3 that are really, really good for the club financially. You know, we've got the likes of. We'll announce this soon. One of the ground improvements, we need new dugouts in. We need to have bigger dugouts. We need to actually have 2 dugouts because of social distancing. And Graeme Miller, Alpha Electrical, has you know, agreed to sponsor the new dugouts, which is a great deal for the club, and we thank Graeme very much for that. We'll actually announce this probably at the end of this week that we have the club's first ever social media sponsor, which is going to be fantastic, and I think that will grow into other things. And we can announce as well that at Park Lane, a new company to get involved with the club, they've taken a couple of trackside boards around the ground, and they're also going to be sponsoring our warm-up gear, so that the players run out at Summerset, and the tops that they wear, it's all going to be sponsored by Park Lane. So listen, there's plenty more in the offing, and things that we'll be announcing over the upcoming couple of weeks. But the season's ever closer now, and you know.
We're talking, it's great to hear the sponsorship coming in, and one of the big changes as well has been the supplier of kit, the new Hummel deal. And I've got to say, we've got 2 of them here. I don't quite know if the cameras will pick them up just because of the angle they're at just now. We've got 2 of them here, and I've got to say they look gorgeous. I was one of the lucky ones that got to the Stirling Albion match due to the media side, and the new strip, the white strip, looks absolutely fantastic. I've been looking at the training kit. I want one of those as well because it's so good. I think everything will sell out. And over there on the far side, I think everyone wants one of these. It's the second strip.
Yeah.
And today I was outside here before we came in to set up, and there was a queue outside because it's on sale.
Yeah. We'll just talk about the kind of Hummel deal initially. It's our first major kit deal, which is fantastic. Hummel were obviously, you know, really keen to get us on board. We have we had the home strip in pre-order during lockdown, and we got an unbelievable response. You know, again, that was a real way of fans helping the club, and they did that in great numbers. So the home strip's still selling really well. There's no problems with that. We'll have plenty in for everyone to buy of all sizes, and you know, really look forward to seeing them on the terracing, hopefully sooner rather than later. The training gear has been again, since we managed to get that in the shop and online, since we reopened, the training gear has been hugely popular. Everybody that's been in is saying that they really like it, love the price point, love the look, the quality of the gear, which has been fantastic, and we'll kind of keep adding to that. And then of course the away kit, which it was I Hummel like having like going back to a kind of historic time, or a special strip, and of course we wore that in '97 when winning the league down in Berwick, and that was the away strip, and if they probably remembers like Alan Horace wearing it and things like that. But that's so that's the kind of wee story from it. But the strip is great. It's completely bespoke. It's got a few wee features on it that just really make it stand out. And the demand has been unbelievable. Unfortunately, we're probably not going to be able to satisfy the demand because due to COVID, we've got the strip much later than was originally planned, which means that it's unlikely now we'll be able to get another delivery before Christmas. Thankfully, the order that we did get was pretty large and in kind of record quantities for away kits. But what we've seen in pre-orders is that people really, really want this away strip. So, the message really is that that's.
Are you hinted for Christmas sales now?
Well, I don't think that the away strip will still be here by Christmas. So I think if you want to buy it for someone's Christmas, you're probably better come in now. But yeah, listen, next year we'll have two completely bespoke kits that Hummel are designing for us right now.
So how long is the deal for?
It's 4 years, and as I say, we'll keep bringing in some new leisure wear. We've got the players. You've probably seen some pictures of the players training, that's all available in the shop. When the players start to play competitive games, they'll come out in their actual warm-up gear, which is the red and black t-shirts, red and black jumpers that are all in the shop, which will look really good out there as well. Again, as I said, available in the shop. So we'll keep adding to it, but as I said, we're delighted with the strips this year. Next year we'll have completely bespoke, authentic Hummel kits, and we're really looking forward to that. As I say, they're designing them at the moment, so delighted with how things are going at the moment, and we look forward to the next 3 years with Hummel. Yeah.
I just realised the question I always ask you, and I'd forgotten to ask you about this year. It's a thing because of people not being in the ground yet and whatever, I totally went out of my mind, but it's always of great value to the club. Obviously, season ticket sales. Now, what are they like at the moment?
Yeah, I think from a personal point of view, I'm probably a wee bit disappointed. I mean, who doesn't want more? And I'm probably a wee bit the same. I think we got a nice spurt of sales initially from season ticket sales, and at the moment it's very quiet, and I think we tend to always get late sales when you run up to that first game and so on, and listen, I completely understand at the moment that there may be people who are unsure of things. Am I going to get into games? If I buy a season ticket, what's going to happen, kind of thing. And listen, we fully understand that. I think we just, it's so crucial in terms of, for marketing to get extra money into that playing budget is season ticket sales, and I say that they have slowed a wee bit, but we can't give the answer to whether people will be in the ground yet. Who knows? Obviously we would love to have supporters there for that, especially for that first league game with Queen of the South. Thanks to you guys, and anyone who buys a season ticket, will be able to watch the games if when it comes to the 17th of October, we'll not allow people in the ground, then anyone who's got a season ticket will be able to watch it live. So there's no, you might not be in the ground, but you'll still be able to watch the game. But as I say, listen, we know that it's tough times at the moment, but season ticket sales are absolutely huge for Mark and Mick, and to get the final pieces to this squad. So hopefully, people can just just add that wee bit of, if we could just get, season ticket sales up to a similar level to last year, I think it would really be, when people see the improvements around the ground and so on, I think we can see that the club's really starting to try and push forward now, and we need the supporters on board to do that.
Right, okay, and another step forward for the club commercially will be the Summerset Hub.
Yeah.
I've seen the plans in the newspapers. I was lucky to have a discussion with David Smith about what he wants the club to achieve through that, and the excitement and the drive that he's got towards that is quite, it makes you feel good about it. But what does that Summerset Hub mean to you commercially and to the club?
Yeah, I mean, I think, and just initially we're talking about, there's plenty of improvements around the ground. Maybe not all the supporters will see in here, or as I say, the rooms across the hall there, but they will see the likes of, there's going to be new toilet blocks around the ground, which will focus on the fact that a lot of new measures need to be in place because of COVID. So there's going to be new toilet blocks around the ground. As I said, there's the new dugouts. Those improvements will continue as we continually try and make the experience better for the supporters. But the Summerset Hub is going to be absolutely crucial. And of course, it's great to have Davey on board and driving things. But that is, we don't have a start date for it yet. My own personal opinion is it wouldn't be a million miles away. I think once that opportunity to get that started is there, I think it will be taken, and what it will do is bring a social club that's been unbelievably sought after for years from fans. Just that kind of rustic bar where you want to go in and you have your pre-match pint and or a few, and then get into the ground, and it probably help create a wee bit of atmosphere. But that social club is so important. I think to get our fans together. So that's obviously going to bring in income, regular income. The shop will have a new home in there as well, which is great. But also the new offices, and when you've got the new Summerset Hub in place and you turn the corner and you see the Summerset Hub and how professional it will look. If you go into the offices over there, or you bring people across here to the to the new boardroom area, in terms of trying to get finance in, or to get new investors, it's going to give a much better look to the club. And as I say, the club at the moment are doing everything we possibly can to try and drive the club forward. I think we really need the supporters on board with that, and together we can hopefully see things prosper on the park and off of the park. And that's the important thing.
Have you had to work with the chairman at any point over how things are going yourself?
Yeah, listen, Lackland's in touch with everyone all the time, and he's as keen as everyone to push the club forward, and it's always difficult for him being across the pond, but that's he's obviously got a bit more help now with the vice chairman Davey being on board, and Lackland's as keen as ever to get the Summerset Hub up and running. I think everybody knows how important that would be, to have the social club, to have that extra income, and that's it's going to be a big part of what happens in the next few years here.
Well, thanks again, Graeme. Thanks for giving us your time to do this, and hope when people have listened they'll see what's going on, because it's a difficult time to work out exactly what's happening just now. So thank you very much for your time.
No problem, thanks, Callum.